This is Voice of the People, USA Radio.
Welcome. Welcome to Thunderdome, bitch.
Yeah, it's a little early for the gutturals, I guess.
It all depends on who you ask.
It's too early for me to be trying them, I guess. That's what I should say.
Oh, yeah. See, there you go. Yeah, see that I get. I understand that.
Yeah. So it's hard to get up, like you said. It's been kind of raining here all morning. So nice little stormy, rainy, relaxing type weather here. So it's hard to roll up out of the bed today. But we're here for you guys. So
yes, we are. Yes, we are. Good.
Oh, you froze up, Chris. Oh, what happened to Chris?
Well, what happened? Do we lose him to the Matrix?
Yeah, we lost him to the Matrix. It's like so. So well, he'll be back on. We'll just carry on until he gets back. So just want to extend a warm welcome to everyone this morning, this evening, wherever you may be. So we had a pretty good week in music to go over with you guys. So. And I don't have it all, so hopefully he'll be back soon. Oh man, but yeah, so we kick this thing off here in just a minute. Give him just a minute, see if he's gonna creep back in here. If one thing I did want to mention, did start a Metalheads Unite playlist on Spotify. So for all of you Spotify listeners out there that also listen to the show, you can go by there and check that out. Plan on updating that every Thursday, so it'll be a new set of songs every Thursday up. He just said his internet went down, so he'll be back as soon as that's back up. So okay. So anyway, I just started doing that this week just to get a little bit of extra out there for you, get extra material out there for you guys. So I do a little bit of I mixed it up a little bit, had a little old, little new releases in there. So let us know what you think. You can hit us up on the Facebook page, Metalheads Unite Facebook page, and let us know what you think there. Or if you want to add, hit us up. Want to hear some stuff added to that playlist, we can definitely do that as well. I know it's good for my drive to and from work because that's about I put about 2 hours of music on there, so that's about what I do. Drive to and from work is about 2 hours, so it's a good little playlist for me, and I don't have to skip through anything. I just let it play, so that's always good too. I know Dan's on the road a lot, so kind of maybe that'd be something he can check out when he's driving as well. So. Like I said, I plan on updating that every Thursday, and also going to mention that on the show, and I probably will again whenever Chris gets back. But we may include another playlist on there just from the special block that we do on here. So, this week we're doing a top 10 songs related to war. So that may be something we may wind up adding as well. Just an extra playlist for you guys to listen to there. All right. I guess I will go ahead and kick this thing off while we're waiting on Chris's internet to get back up. Want to go over the birthdays here with you guys. We had on August the 15th, we had Tommy Aldridge, drummer for Ozzy Osbourne and Whitesnake. August the 16th, we had Barry Hay, who was a singer, guitarist, flute, and saxophone player for Golden Earring. August the 17th, we had Gilby Clarke, which was a guitarist for Guns N' Roses from 1991 to 1994. We had August 18th, Blas Elias Gomez, drummer for Slaughter. August the 19th, we had Ian Gillan, singer for Deep Purple. Steve Grimmett, singer for Grim Reaper. Joey Tempest, vocalist for Europe. And Michael Todd, bassist for Coheed and Cambria. August the 20th, we had Robert Plant, vocalist for Led Zeppelin. Rick Rail, bassist for Femme Fatale. And we had Fred Durst, singer for Limp Bizkit. And then we had the one and only Dimebag Darrell Abbott, which was the guitarist for Pantera and Damageplan. And we, most of us know that he unfortunately passed away in 2004. August the 21st, we had Glenn Hughes, bassist and vocalist for Deep Purple. We had Serge Tankian, singer for System of a Down. We had Liam Howlett, producer, keyboards, percussions, and drums for The Prodigy. And we had Jake Pitts, guitarist for Black Veil Brides. And we also had a special birthday here on August the 16th. It was my birthday, actually, on August the 16th. So I can throw myself in with the mix, I guess. So that was a rundown of the birthdays. If I missed anyone there, I apologize and want to wish you a happy birthday. And anybody out there listening had a birthday this week, happy birthday to you. Hope it was an enjoyable one. All right. So he is resetting his router.
He will be back. Don't worry.
He'll find a way. I trust me. Yeah. If he has to go down and sit in McDonald's parking lot, he'll figure it out. I've had to do it before, so ain't no shame in it.
Listen, I can't complain with all the internet issues I've been having for a while and everything going on, and the weather and the storms and our never ending freaking tropical storms and shit that we keep getting. So
right.
Hey, it happens.
Yeah, you didn't get caught in any of that down in Florida, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, did you? Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I knew you were down that way. I just didn't know how long you were staying. So.
Yeah, it's always a good time, dude.
Yeah. It's like we people like me. I've been down there a few times. Right before one would hit, and we would be like, "Man, we gotta get out of here before this goes down." And you got other people going, "Man, I gotta get my surfboard ready for when these waves kick in." Shit. So y'all crazy as shit, man.
That's a sure sign of a crazy ass that's not from there, but not at all friggin' scared of the storms.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yeah, I don't think I want to chance that. So
yeah.
All right.
So I'm just a voice from beyond while Chris is
Oh yeah, it's all good. Yeah, I don't want to get too far ahead here. Then I have to keep my mouth shut for more than 5 minutes. That's kind of hard for me to do. So.
You're good, man. Hey, real quick, I can make the announcement though that last week's Metalheads Unite actually hit. You ready? You ready for this? 99,313 listens. So you were right there. There.
Yeah, that's like the big goal that I had set a few weeks back. I told you I wanted to hit the 6 digits, I'm just like,
it's coming.
It doesn't sound like a lot to some people, but that's a lot to me. So, not being involved in this, but just 9 months or 8 months, it's just pretty impressive to me to hit those numbers.
Well, hell yeah! Considering
and I'm just glad that there's a lot of people out there that kind of share the same interests and stuff that we do. It's pretty awesome to know that there's in Chris's words, Gene Simmons' rock is not dead. So.
Yep. No, it's true though. It's nice to see. And considering, I mean, you get numbers that other shows and platforms would kill for. You know, they get excited when they get 10,000 views on a YouTube video or whatever. So think about that, almost 100,000 just on one show.
That's
So
nice.
yeah, it's a different world, obviously. You know, we're that whole hybrid radio / internet radio / everything else that we do, but it's pretty badass. So, you know, special shout out to all the fans who really don't want to hear me talking right now, all over the world for friggin' bringing it, which is cool. Now, if you think of it like this, since Metalheads Unite has started on the VOP network, you've had almost 1 million listens.
Jesus, man. That's
So
crazy.
if you want to look at it in brass tacks and break those numbers down, I mean, you're going to crest 1 million with today's show. That's pretty awesome.
Man, that is cool, man. I mean, like I said, we can't do it without, you know, of course, without the platform, we can't do anything. So we have to thank the platform for that too, is, you know, but everybody out there listening, is definitely why we do this. I love what we do, and it's just awesome that there's everybody out there is clicking in and enjoying what we do. You know, hopefully, hopefully this keeps growing. And
it's only gonna go friggin' ass wild, honestly. So
yeah, I know we
getting better than ever.
I know we probably increased our fan base on Facebook at least 100 in the last month, which is pretty impressive. You know, because it was a slow go there for a little while with that, but of course, you know, with everything, I think the reason why I wanted to do something like that on those platforms was to get people away from all the, you know, all the kind of bullshit of, you know, hey, you can't do this, you can't do that. You know, with music, you're pretty safe with what you can and can't do. You know, so.
Well, one good thing is, I mean, I'll kind of break the fourth wall here for a second, but behind the scenes, we've been talking about doing another show with music only. Well, not music only, but, you know, actually having music.
Right.
And once we relaunch on all the new platforms we're going to be on, we're actually going to have permission to do that in live streaming capability. So not just on the radio, but also through all the other platforms. So in other words, you could do that special show on like the Rokus and Fire TVs and things, and actually play videos and play music. And we have the green light to do it.
Awesome. That's great. That's good news right there. Because I mean, that's kind of what I did with Spotify. You know, I said, well, if nothing else, I can create a playlist there. People can kind of go to the playlist. But I mean, I'm just trying to do what I can to get some exposure out there to, especially not to me, but to some of these bands that I think deserve it. You know, there's a lot of bands that I come across. You know, I've turned you on to a few of them, and you know, Chris has turned us on to a couple too. So I mean, we're doing what we wanted to do. We wanted to be able to dig into some of the music that we're not, you know, normally would just say, oh, you know, well, who is that? You know, we're not going to listen to that. But now we're doing a lot more of you know, research with these bands, and you know, giving them a shot. You know, even if we don't like it, we at least listen to it and be like, yeah, this is, you know, it's not for me, but you know, hey, this is kind of, and that's kind of why I try to do my reviews, and I try to tell them, hey, it's, you know, this band kind of reminds me of this band, so if you're a fan of this band, you may like them. I you know, I'm not really a fan of either one, so so it's, you know, and it's a good thing. That's a good thing about. No, go ahead.
No, I just think it's badass because not only you're paying, you know, obviously attention to the classics and giving reviews and shit, but also a lot of these new bands. I mean, you know, I've told you guys behind the scenes that I lost faith in most new music these days. So, you know, it's nice to see new bands out there that are actually bringing some shit that's actually good. And with somebody like me who drives all the time, it's much appreciated. So, yeah. I mean, I sound like a mark, you know, when I say, hey, I get all my music recommendations from a show on our network, but that's okay. That's okay.
I mean, you know, from a wrestling point of view, I mean, if you're not your biggest mark, then you're probably not going to do too much. I mean, you have to believe in yourself as much as the fans do. So, I mean,
no, you're right. I'm not ashamed to admit it. Shit. You know, that's why I promote the show. I mean, I promote all the shows, but you know, I always have special love for this one because it's very beneficial to my
right
to my everyday,
to your mental health.
Damn straight.
Yeah. We got a new one for you today that if you're not familiar with them, we're going to turn you on to those guys today. So think me and Chris both listened to that album, and it's pretty badass. So I don't want to give nothing away until we get to that segment, but
that's awesome.
Oh, peace message Jimmy. So
he tried to make a comeback and it didn't work.
All right. Oh no, that's my wife. All she does is criticize.
Come on, Craps. Let Chris in.
Well, I think it's his Wi-Fi network. I think is what's going on. I don't know who he has. I know I have a local network here that's been pretty good to me. I had AT&T for a long time, and it was pretty crappy in this area. I mean, I'm not gonna down them.
Yeah.
You know, but because it may be better in some areas, but it was horrible where I live. But I mean, I live in a place where I'm like right smack dab in the middle of town, but I can't even get cricket service here. So,
yeah,
it's kind of like the stupidest thing ever. I live like right behind one of the big colleges here, and I can't even get service for some of the cell phones, which is crazy. So.
Oh, dude, where I live, I'm literally using some local service that does internet because it's the only one that does it. And the only other option is that satellite internet, and we all know that sucks.
Yeah.
And I got two phones. One's AT&T, one's Verizon, and it's amazing. Verizon has no service, but AT&T has fine. It's just it's hit or miss. On top of a mountain.
Exactly. Yeah, I have a Metro, and I haven't had too many issues with that. Of course, they have a deal where they get to use other
the satellite, the
phone companies' towers.
Towers. Yep.
So they get rights to that. So that kind of helps a little bit, I guess. But yeah.
Yep. Up.
Yeah, I think this is about as good as I'm going to be able to get.
You gonna do it? You gonna do it sideways today?
Oh shit! Am I? Sorry.
Yeah. All right, that was intentional. All right, now that I know it's intentional, I can put it back on.
Wow, that was it was like some Blair Witch shit,
Right? Wait. Oh. Wait, look at that.
Oh,
he made a quick comeback.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. I have no idea what's going on at this damn house.
Off and on.
Hey, he's a little pixelated, but he's back. He's in predator mode.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if we can.
I wish I could. I wish I was in predator mode and could snipe somebody in the fucking forehead at AT&T.
Yes. Bring the rage.
Well, I was just saying that, like, you don't live far from where I do, so AT&T sucks over here where I live. So actually I got rid of them because of that. It was down more than it was up. So I wound up going to the local power company's internet, and I haven't had too many issues since I did that. So
I may have to look into that because this is ridiculous.
Yeah, and they got like 200 megabytes per second. It's like $50 a month, so it's not too bad.
All right, hang on. I couldn't hear you, Jason. You cut out for a second. I'm sure that was on my end. I'm gonna try something real quick. I'm gonna try because right now I'm on my phone. I'm gonna try because it sounds like the rain is actually let up for a second. I'm gonna try to get back in on this bitch on my computer because it looks like I got my signal back. Hang on.
Because right now you look and sound good.
Yeah, you're fine right now. So yeah, all of his materials on his phone though. So
I may as well just stay here then. I don't know. I don't know.
We jinxed him.
I don't know if I want to risk it or not. Hang on. I'm telling you. All right, let's try this shit out. All right.
There you go.
All right.
You're golden.
All right.
This is what independent radio looks like, people.
Hang on.
This is the challenges of going live.
Whoa.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
This is only a test.
Had to turn down all my volumes and everything.
Yeah, you're good. You're gonna disconnect from your phone. You're probably good now. So.
That's what I'm trying to do. Okay, that work?
Boom.
Okay.
Hey, there you go.
I'm gonna shut up and let the pros take back over.
If
well,
this is
you can- well,
if
well,
this is the pros taking over, good God.
well, you can give Chris the news if he didn't hear it. I mean,
That's right. You were just
Oh, yeah.
under 100,000 for last week's show.
Oh,
Just
cool.
under 100,000. And I told Jason that if you really want to do the math, you're over 1 million views already since you started. So think about that.
Damn.
Think about that. So will this be the show? And you could guarantee with the technical difficulties, as I learned, every time I have them, those are the highest viewed shows always. It probably is people coming on laughing at us, but that's okay. That's okay.
Hey, let them laugh. It's fine.
That's right. So literally, you were, what did I say? 9,916, I believe, right? That was the number I said.
something like that.
Yeah.
It was pretty,
That's what you had for last week's show. So you're getting there. You're getting there.
Yeah. So we're almost 100,000 and 1 million views, but no pressure. Let's carry on.
I will. Yeah, I don't feel any pressure. Like we said when we started this thing back in January, if one person takes the time out of their day to listen to this show, that's fine. So even those two jackasses who came in and tried to talk shit to us last week, they still came and watched the show.
That's right. That's the win that they don't understand.
Yeah. So it still counts all the same.
That's right.
So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I'm doing a show with my quote unquote Walmart gamer headset. I don't even give a shit.
Yeah.
I can talk into it. I can talk into it just the same. I can hear everybody just the same. It doesn't matter how much this damn thing costs. It works.
Listen. If some asshole wants to talk about a Walmart headset, back in the day when I started this shit, I dreamt of Walmart headsets. Okay, I was trying to find bargain shit at like Big Lots. You kidding me? I dreamt of Walmart. Like, please give me one. All right. So yeah,
they work just fine.
Be jealous.
Yeah, they work just fine.
Anyway,
right,
I'm gonna shut up. You guys have fun. Enjoy your show.
All right. Thanks,
Dan. Hey,
appreciate you, buddy.
I didn't know. I don't know if you didn't catch it probably, but I was letting the listeners know about the new playlist on Spotify. So I created that. I have a little bit of extra, content out there for everyone. I can listen to some new stuff, old stuff, whatever. Try to keep it around 2 hours or so it's not like too overwhelming. I know I've been on some playlists that were like 8 hours long. I'm just like, oh hell no!
Wow. Okay.
I can't do that. But so that's why I create different playlists.
Yeah, that's cool.
Different stuff that way. But I figured that'd be a little extra content we could do. And then I also wanted to talk to you about doing maybe a playlist from some of our special
our top 10 segments.
Yeah, our special segments.
Yeah, that works because we could. What we can do is we can put together like later on when we do this week's segment. I think I heard you mention briefly before all my shit went down that we were doing war related songs this week. So what we can do is we can once we do our list, we can come together and any songs that didn't overlap, if we end up with like 15 or 16 or 18 or however many songs it ends up being that we didn't have any overlap, we could curate that playlist and have that be this week's top 10, quote unquote, top 10 playlist. So that's a good idea. I like that.
Yeah. So that way it gives them two playlists to kind of associate with the podcast and the Facebook page. So just a little extra out there. And then I don't know if you heard where Dan was talking about that, said that once we go over to the Roku and Fire and all that, we have permissions to do actual live music. So
Oh, I'm so in. Oh, I'm so
yeah,
in.
so we can, and I think he said it could do video or audio, so that's even better. So
Oh, that'd be great.
yeah, so
We could be the reincarnation of Binger's Bowl. Oh, if I
yeah, well,
stop if I
yeah,
stop kicking my table here for a second,
yeah,
I just kicked my table twice.
yeah. Well, I went through the birthdays while you were in there fixing your fixing your
Yeah,
internet there. So
yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not an IT guy, and I don't have one on the payroll. So Jesus Christ. Well, as far as the birthday segment goes, did you get them all?
as far as I know, yeah.
No, I mean, did you really get them all?
Yeah,
Are you gonna make me say it? All right, I'll say it.
yeah.
All right, I'll say it. All right, I'll
I,
say it because you probably didn't say it.
I did mention myself actually. So
Oh, okay, all right. Because I was gonna because I was gonna say I guarantee you had all of the musical birthdays. I didn't know if you were gonna leave yours out or not. So
yeah. Well, no, I knew you were going to bring it up if I didn't. So
you're right. I was gonna.
uh, uh, so
All right,
so
well, cool.
we're ready to kick in the metal news of the week. Do you
Yeah,
want to kick
ready
it
to do.
off? Or
Yep, ready to do
just
some current events. All right, yeah, let's do that. Okay, all right. Oh, okay. Hang on. Oof. All right. I was worried there for a second. this has been this has definitely been it's been a fluid situation. Okay, so kicking off, we're going to start off at blabbermouth.net, and we have a little bit of bad news this week, unfortunately. So we're gonna lead off with that. Like I say, this is at blabbermouth.net. Buddy Blaze Webster, the instrument designer who alleged that he hadn't been paid for sales of the late Pantera guitarist Dimebag Darrell Abbott's classic Dean from Hell guitar, which he said he helped create, died over the weekend. No cause for his death has been revealed. In April 2017, Webster filed a lawsuit against Armadillo Enterprises, the parent company of Dean Guitars and Dimebag's estate, claiming that Dean from Hell was designed in the 1980s after Webster met and developed a friendship with Dimebag. In November of 2018, a judgment was entered in favor of the defendants in the Middle District of Florida, where the suit was transferred in July 2017. There is a 3-year statute of limitations on copyright actions, and because Webster's dispute was about copyright ownership, the window in which he could file his lawsuit had long passed, the judge said while dismissing the case. In January 2020, Webster's attorney told a 3-judge 11th Circuit panel that the designer was entitled to a trial and asked the judges to reverse the lower court's decision. But 3 months later, an 11th Circuit appeals court rejected Webster's challenge, agreeing with the federal court that the period in which Webster could have sued expired, quote unquote, years before he filed his 2017 federal lawsuit. Earlier, on Wednesday, August the 18th, Webster's attorney Eric Bjorgum of Karish and Bjorgum paid tribute to his former client, writing on Facebook, quote, "I was lucky to represent Buddy in a dispute over the design of Dimebag Darrell Abbott's Dean from Hell guitar design. Buddy had helped discover the young Darrell, and when Darrell sold a guitar he won in a contest, Buddy secretly bought it back, had it repainted, and hot rodded it into what would become Darrell's favorite guitar. Things got weird after Darrell's passing. Money was made, the lawyers were called in, and blah, blah, blah. But in despite the rancorous circumstances of our meeting, Buddy and his wife Joyce quickly became my friends first and clients second. He had endless stories of famous musicians and giant jars of guitar picks he let me wade through. Buddy's enthusiasm for making guitars and supporting young musicians was unparalleled. After making a name in Dallas, he was whisked away to Kramer Guitars in New Jersey in the heyday of hard rock and metal to do artist relations and guitar setup guitars for too many acts to mention. He designed the Night Swan with Vivian Campbell when Vivian was between Dio and Whitesnake, with the Swan. In our case, when his reputation was questioned, I had to drag out him that he had teched for or made guitars for a jaw-dropping list of guitarists and bands, including Chris Isaac, Stevie Nicks, Trent.
Jesus Christ.
Hello?
Is this the craps at play? Wow. Apologies to everybody. Technical difficulties. But it looks like it's not from our end. So that's a plus, I guess. Not that that necessarily makes it better, but bear with. Okay. I see Jason.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm back. Like it froze both, and then it's still like in the middle it's froze. There it goes. Just trying to work. God.
Wow.
Yeah, we were both just froze, and like nothing was like even on the side panel where the participants page was, we weren't moving there either. So
Unbelievable.
yeah, so we're gonna blame it on the hurricane.
Hurricane or craps, either or.
Yeah, it could be anything. Wow. So I apologize for the technical difficulties today. There seems to be a array of those. So
Yeah.
but we're gonna power through. We're gonna get through this. So
Okay, so
no,
are we?
no matter how long it takes.
So
That's
then
right.
we're not broadcasting at all right now then.
Yeah, because I'm not sure. Because like once I went down and come back in, it said that it did all the failed stuff again. So I'm not real sure if we're. I can check with see if we're still on.
You know, we are broadcasting from what I
Okay.
have nothing saying
All right,
otherwise.
Cool.
There you go. The title of today's show is Technical Difficulties. Please stand by and fuck off.
Right. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Today's show will now go to 3 p.m. Eastern.
yeah, no shit. Hey, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes.
That's right.
At this rate. Okay, I can't remember where I was. I was talking about that. I heard that guy.
The last thing I heard was something about Stevie Nicks. So
Stevie Nicks. Okay. All right. Okay. Hang on. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, basically, basically, long story short, the guy who supposedly came up with a design for Dimebag Darrell's famous guitar passed away. I was basically just going through and quoting the dude's lawyer, so I guess I'll just kind of cut that off from there, because it looks like it just kind of drones on a little bit. But so that was my first story. So yeah, so that guy has passed away. So that's kind of unfortunate. And if I may go ahead and piggyback off of that story, also at blabbermouth.net, excuse me, sorry. The estate of Pantera guitarist Dimebag Darrell Abbott has filed a lawsuit against Dean Guitars, with whom he has had an endorsement deal for a number of years. The news of the legal dispute was shared earlier today on social media by Dimebag's longtime girlfriend and trustee of his estate. Much consideration, it is with great sadness that I announce the long-standing relationship between Dimebag and Dean Guitars is over. Unfortunately, we were forced to file a lawsuit against Dean Guitars on Monday, August 16th, for the reasons set forth in the complaint that may be viewed at www.dimebagdarrell.com. It was necessary for us to end Dime's endorsement of Dean Guitars to continue to honor and celebrate his legacy the way he deserves and in the way he had laid it out. We do not make this decision lightly, and it is with a heavy heart that we share this news with you, Dime's loyal fans. As you know, after signing the deal with Dean Guitars in 2004, Dime was ecstatic to finally be working with the one and only Mr. Dean Zielinski, who's been gone from the company since 2008. Darrell had voiced several times that it was like going home where he belonged. It was something he was enormously proud of. I have spent days rereading through all of Darrell's guitar notes, lists, letters, and drawings, some not yet released.
Yep, went out again, Chris. We lost him again. Oh, there he is.
Oh, boy, hiccup for a second there. I made I made several attempts to amicably. Jesus, man, my brain is not connected this morning either. I made several attempts to amicably settle our dispute with Dean Guitars. However, it became clear to me that Dimebag's relationship with Dean Guitars had come to an end when the new CEO of Dean Guitars told me that Dime has been dead for 16 years and they could not make the money they once did. So basically he's used up, quote unquote, in that last part was in parentheses. And then he continued on to tell me I should go somewhere else. Well, we will. Moving forward, our goal will be to ensure the rightful and respectful celebration of Dime's legacy and the indelible mark he and his music made on this world. It is with absolute conviction that we say that this can no longer happen whilst continuing to partner with Dean Guitars. As fans, we hope that you feel as we do. Our love for Dime has not wavered in the 16 plus years since his passing, and he is still as relevant to us today, despite what we have been told by Dean Guitars. We want to capture the spirit of the deal that was discarded by Dean Guitars like it should have always been done. In this spirit, we soon hope to have more positive news to share with you regarding the future of Dime Guitars. Dime loved his fans so very much. In return, you guys have never wavered in your loyalty and love for him. We cannot thank you enough for your continued support. Long live Dimebag Darrell. Get your pull. So I'm sure there's going to be more to this story that's probably already come out. I'll have to do a little bit of digging and see if I can try to find a follow up to that, because I'm sure there's probably going to be a lot more to this. Legal stuff usually has its way of dragging on. So if I find out more about that, we'll kind of update you on that.
All right. Well, I'm going to move into my first story from Blabbermouth. Dino Cazares has confirmed that he has found a new lead singer for Fear Factory. Although the guitarist has not yet revealed the new Fear Factory vocalist's identity, he did indicate that the musician in question has experience and is kind of known within the metal scene. Cazares, who co-founded Fear Factory more than 3 decades ago, discussed his search for a replacement for the band's original frontman, Burton C. Bell, in a brand new interview with Bucket List TV. He said, as transcribed by blabbermouth.net, quote, "For those of you who don't know, our singer quit after 30 years, so I've been looking for a new singer. And I'm first I'm first here to tell you that I have definitely nailed it down to one person. I'm not going to reveal who that is yet, not yet. Once I'm done playing with Soulfly as a filling guitarist for the summer US tour, I'm going to go back to LA, back to the studio, and I'll be writing some new Fear Factory songs with the new singer because I'd like to introduce him with a new song. Um, end quote. Asked about his previous comment that he was open to hiring a female vocalist for Fear Factory, Dino said that was true. I auditioned a few women, yes, but it didn't work out, not because they were female or anything like that, because I wanted to pick whoever was best for the position, and it turned out to be a guy. Dino also addressed his statement from a few months ago that he wanted to give an unknown guy a shot at fronting Fear Factory. He said, well, it wasn't like I was only looking for somebody that nobody knew. I was looking for all different types of singers. Sure, if the guy turned out to be or the girl turned out to be someone that nobody knew and I gave him a shot, yeah, great. I was open to all of it. That is what I'm saying. Male, female, whatever, known, unknown. I was open to all that. And it turned out to be somebody who is kind of known, I guess, kind of known. He does have experience. So not a total reveal, but they have found a replacement for Burton C. Bell, which is, I guess, good news for Fear Factory fans. I know we both listened to that last album, and I thought it was some of Burton's best vocals he's done in the 30 years with Fear Factory. So it was kind of odd for him to bail out at that time. But
kind of ironic for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, 30 years is a long time. So I mean, there's obviously you can build up a lot of tension in 30 years. So.
Well, yeah, and I remember we actually had reported on a couple of stories on the show here talking about some of the ongoing tension between those two. And I think Burton C. Bell and Dino Cazares, I think they were both quoted as saying that they actually had gotten into a physical, altercation at one point. So whatever the hell has been going on between those two, apparently it actually came to blows at some point. So, So I don't think we'll ever know the full story. I know that, Dino said one thing, Burton said the other, and you know what they always say, the truth is usually somewhere in the middle. So,
right. It's all about some he said, she said bullshit.
That's right. Oh God, we just quoted Limp Bizkit on the show. Son of a bitch. Okay, all right. What else can go wrong today?
Fred, I think Fred Durst take what he can get. So,
that's true, as evidenced by his new haircut. But anyway,
yeah.
Oh, good Lord. Okay. All right. Well, in keeping with new members and news, I'll kind of piggyback off of that one. Still at blabbermouth.net, German thrash metal veterans Destruction have officially parted ways with founding guitarist Mike Siffringer and have replaced him with Martin Furia. The Argentinian-born Belgian-based Furia is best known for his work as sound engineer and producer for such bands as Nervosa and Evil Invaders. Destruction frontman Schmier commented quote, "The last 2 years have been testing times for all of us. We are all sad to announce that Mike has left Destruction. It was all a shock and hit us hard, but nevertheless, there was never any doubt that we will continue as a band. We are a strong unit and are proud to welcome our new guitarist, Martin Furia, to the band. Our chemistry is great since Martin has been a part of the Destruction family for many years now. He is the perfect new man on the axe. The first shows have been a fucking blast," end quote. Siffringer said, quote, "It's hard to leave a band after 39 years. Destruction is my life and something like my baby. But sometimes you have to take decisions that hurt. I'm very sad at the moment, but if something doesn't feel right anymore, better stop doing it. Thanks to all former bandmates. I'm very proud about the music we have created together. Cheers to all the thrashers out there. Without your support and your passion, Destruction would not exist. Peace," end quote. Furia stated, quote, "The news is finally out, and I have mixed emotions. I'm extremely proud to be part of this legendary band since 2016 as sound technician and tour manager. I've been all over the world with the Destruction family, and they have always treated me like another member of the band. I'm sad to see Mike go because I love him and respect him as a person and guitarist, but when I was asked if I would like to be the new guitarist of Destruction, I didn't hesitate for a second. I feel ready to honor Mike's legacy, to add my own touch, and I will give my best to keep the flame of Destruction burning strong forever, with deep respect and devotion for the past, and with full energy and commitment for the future. Thrash till death," end quote. Sifringer was the only member of Destruction to have remained constant throughout the band's career. Schmier appeared on Destruction's first 3 albums before leaving the band and being replaced by Poltergeist vocalist Andre Grider. Andre's sole recorded appearance with Destruction was on the Cracked Brain album, which came out in 1990. Schmier rejoined Destruction in 1999. In other news, Destruction has released a new single and video, State of Apathy, featuring Furious' first recorded appearance with the band. And I also went ahead and posted that new single to the Metalheads Unite Facebook page because I liked it very much. So it was very good. Hopefully it leads into some more new music, and we have a brand new LP before too long.
Yeah, well,
anyway,
I was going to mention.
About,
I was going to mention that about the singles. I mean, they do singles kick ass. So.
Yeah, it kicks a whole lot of ass. Schmier stated about the track, quote, State of Apathy shows the direction Destruction will go with the new record. Oh, shit. All right. Yeah, there's a new record. All right, cool. More back to the roots, more guitars, more in your face. This band is my life, and we will always give 100% to keep the spirit alive. I hope you love the new single as much as we do. Thanks for all the support. We are wishing Mike the best for his future. For us, there is only one way to go, thrash till death. And I can echo that sentiment. I love thrash metal. State of Apathy is available as a digital. State of Apathy is available as a digital single as well as on limited 12-inch slipcase vinyl, together with a live version of Sign of Fear from Live Attack with etching in neon green or purple on the B-side. Destruction released a new Blu-ray and CD, Live Attack, on August 13 via Napalm Records. The 22-song release includes footage of the band's nearly 2-hour live stream concert from January 2021 at the legendary Z7 venue in Pratteln, Switzerland. Destruction's latest studio album, Born to Perish, was released in August of 2019 via Nuclear Blast. The disc was Destruction's first to feature Randy Black on drums and second guitarist Damir Eskic. Damir was a Swiss guitar player of Bosnian descent who works as a guitar tech himself, being a former pupil of Tommy Vetterli of Corner. He also plays in a heavy metal band called Gomorrah and previously contributed 3 solos to Destruction's 2016 album Under Attack. So there we go. New single, new guitarist, and new album coming soon. So as soon as we have any information on the brand new LP, we will definitely pass that along to you guys. And I'm sure there will be probably 1 or 2 more singles coming off of that album. We'll post those as soon as they're available.
So I want to go back a little bit, and I thought I heard you say a Swedish guitarist from Bosnian descent. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he was born. He was born in. God. Yeah, he was born in Sweden to Bosnian parents, apparently. So.
Wow, that's only in metal.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh wow. All right, so I'm gonna move over. Actually, I'm still staying blabbermouth here for a minute. Doro Pesch has confirmed that she has collaborated with Lita Ford on a song on Lita's upcoming solo album. Ford's long-awaited follow-up to 2012's "Living Like a Runaway" was once again handled by guitarist producer Gary Hoey, who contributes some guitar playing to the disc, alongside the rest of Ford's backing band, which continues to consist of guitarist Patrick Kinnison, drummer Bobby Rock, and bassist Marty O'Brien. In a new interview with Canada's The Metal Voice, Doro's stated about the pairing, quote, "I just did something with Lita Ford like a year ago. I got this Metal Hall of Fame award. I could give her this award. I got it 1 year before, actually in Wacken at the Open Air Festival. The American guys came over. They flew to Wacken, and I got this beautiful award. Oh, it was so awesome. And then I could give it to Lita Ford 1 year later, and we said we've got to do something together because we know each other from the early 80s. We did many photo sessions together and many laughs, and we did actually do something nice in the studio, and it will be on her record eventually. We actually did do something. So this past January, Lita told Sirius XM's Trunk Nation with Eddie Trunk that her new album contains some of the best guitar playing she has heard in decades. She added, "And I'm not blowing smoke up my own ass, but Gary and I just nailed it with the guitar playing on this record. I'm a huge fan of people like Dick Wagner and Steve Hunter from Alice Cooper. Alice Cooper's Welcome to My Nightmare. I mean, there's some really great duo guitar players, Judas Priest's Glenn Tipton and KK Downing. Those guitar players don't exist anymore. They just don't exist. If you want to hear them, you have to go back in time a little bit and dig them up into your favorite library, favorite music catalog." But I think Gary and I really nailed it on this next record. It's like, oh my God, I'm crying. I'm just like crying listening to this stuff. It's so badass. In 2019, Lita told the Metal Voice that her new album will include a song called Monsters, which was inspired by infamous cult leaders like Charles Manson and David Koresh. It's just really dark and nasty stuff, brainwashing people and all the stuff Koresh did, and got all those people to drink Kool-Aid. She said, I think that's a different person there, but okay. But
yeah, that was that. Yeah, that was Jim Jones. But
yeah, we get it. So
yeah, I think she's
then
talking.
again,
I think she's talking literally,
right.
and figuratively.
Yeah, she is. But then again, it could be someone like your attorney, or it could be someone like your mom who is the monster in your life. It could be your manager. You never know who the monster is in your life is going to turn out to be. Ford's latest release was 2016's Time Capsule, a collection of songs that were recorded by Lita in the past but never were made available. So I'm looking forward to those two teaming up. That should be pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be interesting.
Definitely going to be interesting. I'm just surprised that they've been around that long and never did anything together. That's pretty rare.
And I also wouldn't mind watching Doro try to blow smoke up her own ass. I'm just saying.
Well, I think that was Lita saying that.
Either or, I don't care.
Yeah, either. You save that for OnlyFans.
Actually, from what I read, you're not allowed to do that on OnlyFans anymore.
Yeah, so there goes their platform, right?
That's right.
So they might as well just go bait her up now.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm definitely getting off on a tangent, but I mean, yeah, if OnlyFans is gonna ban that kind of content, there's not going to be much content left. So
yeah. So
anyway,
okay, I'm gonna move on over into Loudwire and get this little short one out of the way here. The family and loved ones of late Power Trip vocalist Riley Gale have launched the Riley Gale Foundation, which will support Dallas Hope charities, animal rescue organizations, and other groups. Gale passed away on August 25th, leaving the metal world in mourning for one of the most talented and energetic young performers of the 2010s. Along with metal, Gale was extremely passionate about social issues and animal rights. These causes will continue to benefit for many years thanks to his name and legacy. When Riley passed away, the family asked for donations to be sent to Dallas Hope Charities, his favorite charitable organization. A statement from the Riley Gale Foundation reads, quote, contributions came from around the globe and enabled Dallas Hope Charities to purchase a home for people who are going through a difficult transitional period. Riley also loved animals. If he could have, Riley would have rescued every stray, abandoned, or mistreated dog he saw. Tommy, his beloved, funny-looking mutt, was always at his side. The Gale family will administer the foundation. They have committed to dispersing 100% of all net proceeds raised by the foundation to those in need, and contributions will be transparent and public, end quote. To celebrate Riley and support his new foundation, the first annual Riley Gale and Friends Day event will take place in Dallas, Texas. It will be held on August 25th at Deep Ellum Art Company and will host music, memories, food, and fun while celebrating Gale's life. So good stuff does come from someone passing every once in a while.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a good cause.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, we would rather have Gale still here with us and doing what he loves to do. But
well, of course, yeah.
But it's just really good to see them doing something. And like I said, when you see 100% of everything going towards that's pretty awesome. You don't really see that too often. Most of these charities take a cut, whether they want to admit it or not. So.
Oh yeah, I was actually literally about to say the same thing. A lot of these places will say that, and then some sort of expose is done talking about how only a few cents on the dollar made it to where it was supposed to go and all this other shit. Right. So I mean, it makes people leery about donating to charity when they hear stuff like that. Because a lot of people are good natured enough to want to do that. Everyone usually has a cause that's near and dear to their heart, and I'm a huge animal person too, so yeah. I don't like to see stuff done to animals, like the cruelty and stuff like that. So
It's
but,
kind of like when we were growing up. We used to see was it Sally Struthers on there feed the children all the
yeah.
time, and like she kept getting bigger every time she was doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Yeah,
like,
every
it's
time,
like what?
every
It's like what? Wait a minute, where's all this money going?
yeah, every time a new campaign would come out with her in it, she was like 10 pounds heavier. Yeah, exactly. So,
and everybody else was starving. So.
Yeah, so it just leaves a bad taste in everyone's mouth when they hear about stuff like that. So, hopefully it ends up being true that all of the proceeds ends up going to where it's supposed to go. So, yeah, that'll be a good cause. All right, so I'm going to move over to metalsucks.net for a second, and in the ever-growing, I don't know what you want to call this drama that has been going on in SoulFi here recently between Max Cavalera and Mark Rizzo. We have another chapter in that story. Yeah. There's two issues at play in the recent split between Soulfly and their guitarist of nearly 20 years, Mark Rizzo. First, Rizzo says he quit. Fly mastermind Max Cavalera says he was fired. Pretty common dispute and not all that interesting, to be honest. Second, and more importantly, Rizzo feels like he wasn't very well treated in the band. The breaking point, to hear Rizzo tell it, was Cavalera's response to the pandemic. Not only does the guitarist say that he never got a phone call from anybody in the Soulfly camp during COVID, quote unquote, even just to check in and see how he was doing, he further claims that there was no support from Soulfly during the lockdown. Quote, there was no loans, there was no, hey, let's do a live video and make money for the band members, or maybe let's do a special merch deal, quote. A lot of my friends, they were doing special merchandise deals. I mean, if you look online, Soulfly didn't do anything for the band members or the crew. It's just not right to do that to people during a time like this, end quote. Which seems especially cruel given that Rizzo also plays in Cavalera Conspiracy, meaning he's basically been Max Cavalera's most constant creative collaborator this century. Now, Cavalera has kind of, sort of, but not really addressed Rizzo's complaints. In a new interview with Metal Chaos, Cavalera alleges that Rizzo, quote, had a mental breakdown, end quote, and calls the accusations lies and bullshit fabricated by Rizzo's crazy mind, quote unquote. The former Sepultura frontman then goes on to wave away the complaint about checking in during the pandemic. Quote, when you're in a band, the way I am, sometimes you tour for 3 months and sometimes you come back from tour and it's not have the space from the other musicians. I had that with my brother. Sometimes I go 6 months without talking to Igor and then we go on tour again. And it's the same with Mike, and it's the same with some of the crew, and it's the same with Mark, end quote. Which sounds fair enough, except the pandemic. Cavalera is talking about this like it was a regular hiatus in between tours, which is bonkers. Cavalera then goes on to ostensibly call Rizzo ungrateful without addressing the complaint Soulfly didn't help its members or crew financially during the lockdown. Quote, all these accusations hurts. It hurts to hear. Everything that we did for him, which was a lot, we put him on all the records and always took really good care of him. Always really gave good treatment to him. To hear him backstabbing us like that, it's just not nice, end quote. So here's the thing. I have no idea who's in the wrong here. And this is from the article. So here's the thing. I have no idea who's in the wrong here, but it doesn't look great that Cavalera complained about financial support. I'm not even saying Cavalera was necessarily obligated to be one of the squillions of bands that released special merch, auctioned off memorabilia, and played live streams to make ends meet during the pandemic. Although why he wouldn't do at least one of those things is a bit beyond me. I'm just saying, if someone says, you slept with my wife, ran over my cat, and shot me in the stomach, and you say, I did not run over your cat or sleep with your wife, you're crazy. You have not technically denied shooting them in the stomach. Cavalera could provide some explanation as to why Soulfly didn't do more for its inner circle during the lockdown. He could even chalk it up to thoughtfulness. I fucked up. I'm a human. I'm sorry. And everyone would forget about it in a week. But by not calling attention to Rizzo's biggest claim, Cavalera is actively calling attention to Rizzo's biggest claim. So maybe it's not the best PR strategy. So this has been kind of a turning kind of road that's been going on here. I don't think it's 100% reached the level that Burton C. Bell and Dino shit was going on that we just referred to a little bit ago in Fear Factory, but who knows if it may end up getting to that. We'll keep you guys posted and see who says what next.
But I mean, you got to think about what Max Cavalera's done during the whole pandemic. I mean, you got to think Killer Be Killed come out with a new album. We had Go Ahead and Die come out with a new album, and I think I read another article. I didn't do that one because I knew you were doing this one, where Soulfly is actually in the studio working on their next album. So it's not.
Right.
I mean, it's not like Max Cavalera is not staying busy during all this. So,
yeah, that's true. So I mean, it's a tricky situation, and like the article said, it was also in Cavalera conspiracy. So, and as far as I know, he hasn't left Cavalera conspiracy. So even though Rizzo isn't in Soulfly anymore, he's apparently still in Cavalera conspiracy. So if that project gets back up and running when Max Cavalera has time, who knows if that's going to go off without a hitch with everything that's going on because of everything that's happening in Soulfly. So this probably isn't over yet by a long shot.
Yeah. So I don't know. I kind of can see both sides to that. I guess it's like, why, Max Cavalera could be like, well, why should I do anything? You should have been, handled your money better, or whatever the case may be. To get through things like this, or we don't know like the in depth, because they're not going to tell you everything. I'm sure.
Right.
The guy may have had some kind of addiction we don't know about. I mean, anything could be going on with that. So, to me, I'm like you. I wouldn't pick sides because I don't think we have the whole story.
No, I guarantee you we don't have the whole story. But and then also part of me feels like like I say, I agree with the author. It's hard to tell who's right and who's wrong. But at the same time, I mean, I'm sure Mark Rizzo could have done something for himself.
Right.
So
yeah.
I mean
it's not like his name his name don't mean anything. I mean,
right. Yeah. So I mean, if he basically just sat back waiting for Max Cavalera to do something for him, I mean, that's a little selfish in its own right.
Right. Right.
He decided he wanted to basically call Max Cavalera selfish, but if you're just kind of sitting back waiting for somebody else to make money for you, I mean, for one, it's kind of lazy, and two, it's a little selfish thinking that someone else should do it for you. So
well,
I don't know that's what happened.
You can look at like Jared Dines and Pat Heafy, what they did a lot of collaborations during all this. So I mean, you could do collaborations. I mean, and there's a lot of people out there that would probably collaborate with Rizzo. I mean,
yeah. Well, and I mean, in Matt Heafy's case, I mean, he's been broadcasting on Twitch to make money.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, he's been doing a lot of musical projects too. I mean, I don't even know how many projects that he showed up on, as far as Heafy goes. I mean, he's been out there doing shit with other people, like you said. He's been collaborating with people left and right. But at the same time, the musical aspect aside, he's been on I think he's on Twitch like 6 hours a day every day. I think he's on Twitch from like 9. Seriously, I think
it's something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. like every day he's on Twitch. It's crazy. So I mean, hey, good morning, Dan. How are you? Thanks for subscribing and thanks for coming by. Welcome to Metalheads Unite. We appreciate it. But so like I say, if Rizzo just kind of sat back on his ass, like I say, a little bit of that is on him, because I mean, hell, we have the technology to. I mean, hell, we're sitting here. You're at your house. I'm at my house. I mean, we're doing our own show, So I mean, if you've got a name in a band like he does, I mean, you can get out there and you can do stuff. So, I mean, he's in the band, so be like, hey, I'm Mark Rizzo from Soulfly, and here's my live stream or whatever. So I mean,
right. Yeah, even if it was like
he could have
guitar solos or whatever. I mean.
Yeah, or this is Mark Rizzo's guitarist masterclass or some shit like that, So, I'm not trying to blame him or anything, but what I'm saying is if stuff isn't working out, go be a little proactive, man.
Right. Yeah.
So
don't sit back and wait. Just sit back and wait for it to land in your lap. I mean, that's not the way it works.
Yeah, and then be like, oh, they didn't make any money for me. They didn't make any money for you?
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, But again, I mean, I'm not trying to say Rizzle's at fault and Max is in the clear. I'm not trying to say all that. You know, we definitely don't have all the facts, and like I said, this isn't over. I don't think by a long shot. So
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move over to another iconic guitar player here. Black Sabbath icon Tony Iommi has teamed up with the instrument masters at Gibson USA to launch a brand new guitar, the Tony Iommi SG Special. It's based around the guitar legend's heavily modified 1964 Gibson SG Special, nicknamed Monkey, the instrument that was at the center of Sabbath's crushing sound, which helped create the metal genre. The Tony Iommi SG Special is available to buy in vintage cherry and comes in both left and right hand variants. It features a mahogany body, bound mahogany neck, Indian rosewood fretboard with 22 frets, a Graf Tech Nut, Grover Rotomatic tuners, and chrome-covered P90 pickups. As if that wasn't enough, the custom case also features Iommi's famous monkey sticker. Iommi says, quote, recently I was invited to Nashville by Caesar Gukian and J.C. Curley, who I must tell you are so enthusiastic and passionate. I had the opportunity to go to the Gibson factories, meet the people that work there, and I saw how dedicated they all are to the craft. There's no stopping Gibson, which is great for all of us guitar players, and I am pleased to now be able to share the SG guitar with a wide audience. Gibson's brand's EU head of marketing and cultural influence, Lee Bartman, adds, Tony Iommi is the true definition of a musical pioneer, and as the architect of the heavy metal movement, he deserves to be celebrated at every opportunity. With this guitar, Gibson USA has created the ultimate tribute to an icon, resulting in a very cool Gibson SG suitable for all genres of music. Gibson has released a video of showing the new SG Special, which also features Iommi talking about the introduction to Gibson, which you can check out over at Metal Hammer. The guitar is now available for purchase and is priced at $2,399. So there you go. If you ever wanted to get a
Okay, I was going to say, here's my question: does it come with extra fingertips?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it does that or not. Oh wow!
I bet Tony's wondering that too.
Oh man!
He's like,
I mean, you might have to pay extra for that. So,
you probably would.
Oh wow! All right,
that would be funny. You buy the guitars, like, what's in this box? A couple things rattling around, and it's two fingertips. It's like, oh, what the? Gross. But that's cool. I mean, you know, I bet that'll actually be something cool to have for the Black Sabbath fans out there.
Well, I mean,
$299. That's actually not bad. That's not bad at all.
Yeah, Gibson's been doing this stuff on and off for the past year or so with guitars, so it's pretty cool for them to be out there giving everybody their special guitar. So
yeah, and I tell you one thing that Gibson needs to do. Gibson needs to get a new spokesman, because that dude from Gibson who has that name that we can't pronounce, he keeps showing up in these articles, and we still don't know how to say his last name. So, he can stay with the company.
Yeah,
but he needs to stop being a spokesman, because we can't pronounce his goddamn last name. So
yeah, I'm just gonna start calling him CG. That's what I'm gonna start calling him. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We can start doing that. I mean, we've said his name enough on this show, so people should know who we're talking about. Gibson's, head of blah 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 CG, and then everyone should know who we're talking about by now.
Right.
Just make it a hell of a lot easier for us. All right, I've got one more here over at loudwire.com. Judas Priest returned to the stage for the first time since 2019 at the Bloodstock Open Air Festival, which also marked the first performance of the band's 50 Heavy Metal Years tour that found the metal legends playing One Shot at Glory and Invader live for the first time ever, among other rarities. In recent years, Priest have been keen on dusting off some deep cuts in their extensive catalog and vowed to dive even further into their history on the celebratory run that was originally planned for 2020, but was pushed due to the pandemic. Fans in attendance at the weekend's UK festival were treated to a 21-song set that also included a performance of the Rock-a-Rolla title track for the first time since 1976, the very year Priest's debut album was released. The set list, as seen below, was comprised of at least one song off every Judas Priest record featuring singer Rob Halford, save for 2004's comeback Angel of Retribution and the follow-up 2008's Nostradamus. Other highlights included Exciter and A Touch of Evil for the first time since 2005, Hell Patrol and Dissident Aggressor for the first time since 2009, and Blood Red Skies for the first time since 2012. Adding to the celebration, Priest saved the 3 British Steel songs in the set, Metal Gods, Breaking the Law, and Living After Midnight, for last, and brought longtime guitarist Glenn Tipton, who was battling Parkinson's disease, out on stage for that finale. You can see the performance footage of One Shot at Glory, the closing track on 1990's Painkiller. Invader and Rock-a-Rolla toward the bottom of the page, which is at loudwire.com. Judas Priest's 50 Heavy Metal Years tour will hit North America in early September with support coming from Sabaton. Let's see here, and then here is the set list. I'm going to read the entire set list because like I said, there's a lot of songs that they've never played live or they haven't played live in years and years and years. All right. So song 1 was One Shot at Glory, which was the live debut. Track 2 was Lightning Strike. Track 3, you've got another thing coming. Track 4 was Exciter, played for the first time since 2005. Track 5. Song 5 was Turbo Lover. Song 6 was Hell Patrol, played for the first time since 2009. Song 7 was Halls of Valhalla. Song 8 was The Sentinel. Song number 9, Rock-a-Rolla, played for the first time since 1976. Song 10, Victim of Changes. Song 11, Desert Plains. Song 12, A Touch of Evil, the first time being played live since 2005. Song 13, Dissident Aggressor, played for the first time live since 2009. Song 14, Blood Red Skies, first time played live since 2012. I keep wanting to say track because of our album review segment.
Right.
Song number 15, Invader, which was the live debut. Song 16, Painkiller. Song 17, The Hellion / Electric Eye. Song 18, Hellbent for Leather. Song 19, Metal Gods. Song 20, Breaking the Law. And Song 21, Living After Midnight. And as the story alluded to, 19, 20, and 21 were all played with Glenn Tipton. So yeah, they went back quite a ways with some of their set, and I love it when bands do that.
Yeah,
I really do. I like when these bands will play some songs that they don't usually play, or in Judas Priest's case, have never played before. So yeah, and like the song said, with the amount of songs that they have to choose from, they really could have gone in any direction. But that sounds like it was a hell of a set list and a hell of a show to watch.
Imagine having to sit on a song for 50 years and never play it.
Right, I know.
And then, you would have to it's almost like re-recording it all over again, because I always wondered I always wondered that, because if you go to a show, you always hear, the main songs, and then maybe a couple of here and there extra,
Mm-hmm.
that you usually don't hear. But, say in their case, like what they're doing, it's like, I always thought that. I was like, oh, did they just make these songs just to feel on an album and then never play them live? But it's cool to see that they actually do go back and do that. But I could just imagine after 50 years, though, having to go back and rehearse that with all new people too in the band. It's kind of
right, yeah. I wonder if Rob still knew the lyrics to that song by heart, or if he had to go refresh his memory.
Yeah, there was also a story about
especially for Rock-a-Rolla. It's the first time since 1976 they played that song.
Oh yeah,
Jesus.
So I sent another article. I didn't put it on here mainly because it was, I don't know, I just didn't feel like it was something I wanted to. We got enough beef going on right now with all those stories, but there was one about Tim Ripper Owens talking about why he didn't understand why Rob never sang any of the songs from the Tim Ripper era, and I think Tim was okay with him doing it. He just never understood why Rob didn't want to sing them.
Yeah, because I can't really think of any songs from that era that Rob wouldn't be able to sing. I guarantee you he could
Oh well,
sing.
no, yeah, oh
He's
yeah.
definitely got the. So yeah, I'm not exactly sure why either. And it's funny you mentioned that story because I think I saw it too. But like for the same reason as you, I mean, there's been a lot of drama we've been talking about. So it just seemed just to not overload, the news
Yeah,
feed with all of the same kind of stuff. But
yeah, seemed a little overkill,
but well, and at the same time, that really that one really isn't a beef necessarily because
Yeah, no, not really.
because Tim has said before that he's totally cool with everybody in the band. There's no,
Yeah,
when Rob came back and he stepped aside and he said there was no ill will and there hasn't been ever since. It's just people ask him every now and then about his 2 albums that he recorded and how they've kind of been, well, to quote him, more or less erased from Judas Priest kind of history because
well, yeah,
they
because
don't ever play any of his songs.
no, you can't even find them on like Spotify or anything like that. They don't even have them on there. Like Jugulator and all that's on there, which is crazy.
That is,
like, I mean,
that is kind of messed up. Because he stepped in when Rob felt like he had to go away for a while and do some other stuff, and he helped keep the band alive and relevant and all that good stuff. So I mean, it's kind of shitty.
Well, the crazy thing is like when Rob went left and went on to one of the band's Fight. Not to mention he did Halford as well, but Fight was the first band he did after Priest, and like that all that catalog is on Spotify and everything. So I don't understand the deal why Judas Priest is Jugulator. I can't remember the second album, but both of those were not on the catalog for Judas Priest. It's just, I mean, even for us, I mean, that's fine if you don't want to play them live, but why deprive the fans of an era of Priest? I don't understand that, but
yeah, that doesn't make any sense. So
which was one of my favorite albums was Jugulator anyway. So
oh yeah, I thought Jugulator was awesome.
Yeah. And of course, a lot of the Iced Earth that I enjoy was also Tim Ripper at the helm. So
right.
So
yeah.
All right, I got one more here as well.
Okay.
This one is from over at Loudwire. We've teamed up with Death by Toys to give away one-of-a-kind Randy Blythe action figure inspired by Lamb of God's video for Redneck. Lamb of God are celebrating the 15th anniversary of their 4th studio album, Sacrament. The Pure American Metal Act will release a special 15th anniversary edition of Sacrament on August 20th, which will include unreleased bonus live tracks recorded at House of Vans Chicago during Lamb of God's Soul 2020 concert. The Randy Blythe action figure was created by Death by Toys owner Dan Polydorus, who specializes in limited edition collectibles from horror, cult, and retro franchises. Polydorus handmade the Blythe doll from a variety of toy parts, plus some additional sculpting. Quote, "This was a really fun project for me, and working with the band was such a privilege," says Polydorus. The black-purple design of the album cover is so iconic and has such a distinct feel that I definitely wanted to use it for the card back. The birthday party from the music video is so ridiculous and over the top, and I wanted to capture a little bit of that in this toy without getting in the way of the Randy figure. So I included a bunch of birthday party stuff as tiny accessories for him. Plus, the happy birthday sign is actually made from a screenshot of the music video. Fans have until August 31st. Fans have till August 31st at 12 noon Eastern to sign up for a chance to win the action figure. You can enter now in the form over at Loudwire. The contest is only open to residents of the United States. So, and just to let you know, yes, I did. I did enter to win that. So, because I'm a definitely I definitely collect a lot of odd stuff. So,
yeah.
So yeah, so
I love that music
cool.
video too.
Oh yeah, that music video is awesome.
That was such a cool video.
Yeah. So other than like Kiss, I don't know if anybody's actually had an action figure. Like I know like they make a lot of pops with like Slipknot, and, Black Sabbath and so forth. But Alice Cooper, I think, even got one, and Motorhead. But but Pops is a little different. They're not action figures. So to
Right.
see an
Yeah.
actual action figure of somebody like that's pretty cool. All right. Well, I guess we can move on into this week in metal history. Oh, did you freeze again? Ah, there he goes again. Well, all right. Well, I guess I will kick off this week in metal history while he tries to get back up and running, and he can go through all of the albums that were released during the week of August the 14th through the 21st, or 15th through the 21st. I apologize. So this week in metal history, I have August the 15th, 1967. The Jimi Hendrix Experience played a one-night only show at the Fifth Dimension Club, Ann Arbor, Michigan, which that club is now demolished. Actually, was hoping Chris would be on here for this one since he is from that area. We'll bring that up when he comes back. August the 15th, 1969, during a North American tour, Led Zeppelin appeared at the Hemisphere Arena in San Antonio. Jethro Tull and Sweet Smoke were also on the bill, but during the show, Zeppelin received abuse from locals due to the length of their hair. So that would they would definitely be surprised at the length of a lot of hairs from the 80s and all the way up to today, I guess. Needless to say, that was 1969. So different time, different era. So August 15th, 1995, Vince Neil's daughter, Skylar Neil, died of cancer at the age of 4. The Motley Crue singer later founded the Skylar Neil Memorial Fund in her honor. Since that time, Neil and the foundation have raised awareness and funding for various children's illnesses and has donated millions of dollars to the T.J. Martell Foundation, and it sponsors an annual golf tournament to raise money for children with cancer. If you haven't watched the documentaries or the movie The Dirt, the touch on of that incident is definitely on both of those. So if you're not familiar with that, I actually remember when all that happened. It was pretty sad. Anytime a child dies is a sad situation. But August the 16th, 1986, Rick Allen, drummer with Def Leppard, made his first live appearance with the band after losing his arm in a car accident. And when they appeared at the Monsters of Rock Festival in Castle Donington, England. August 17, 2019, Tool's Fear Inoculum entered the U.S. Hot 100 at number 93, becoming the longest song to ever hit the chart. Running at 10 minutes and 22 seconds, it outran David Bowie's Black Star, which clocked in at 9 minutes and 57 seconds. Fear Inoculum dropped off the charts the following week. August 18th, 1986, Bon Jovi released their third studio album, Slippery When Wet, which peaked at number 1 on the U.S. charts, going on to sell over 28 million copies worldwide. The set featured 2 U.S. chart toppers, You Get Love a Bad Name and Living on a Prayer. August 18th, 2006, Justin Hawkins, the lead singer of The Darkness, checked himself into the Priori Rehabilitation Clinic, suffering from exhaustion after 3 years of nonstop work. 3 years. Wow. Of course, we always joke about Max Cavalera being, when does he ever have time to sit down and eat? But
Right.
August 19th, 1971, Led Zeppelin kicked off a North American tour at the Pacific Coliseum in Vancouver, Canada. The band played to a sold-out crowd of over 17,000 fans. Another 3,000 fans were outside the venue who didn't have tickets, and they started a battle with the local police. Oh, man. August 20th, 1988, Iron Maiden, Kiss, David Lee Roth, Megadeth, Guns N' Roses, and Helloween all appeared at the year's Monsters of Rock Festival in Castle Donington, England. 2 rock fans died while slam dancing as Guns N' Roses were playing. Wow, that's crazy. August the 20th, 2020, American rock drummer Frankie Banali died from pancreatic cancer at 68. He is most widely known for his work with multi-platinum heavy metal band Quiet Riot. August 21st, 2000, Survivor filed a lawsuit against TVT Records after they released a soundtrack to the TV show Survivor. Survivor guitarist Frankie Sullivan said, "It's unfortunate that after 23 years of building, promoting, and protecting the name of our band, someone can suddenly come along and release a recording that uses our name and takes away everything that we have worked for." And August the 21st, 2005, Robert Moog, inventor of the synthesizer, died at age 71. 4 months after being diagnosed with brain cancer. Dr. Moog built his first electronic instrument, a theremin, aged 14, and made the Mini Moog, the first compact, easy-to-use synthesizer in 1970. He won the Polar Prize, Sweden's musical Nobel Prize, in 2001. Wendy Carlos's 1968 Grammy Award-winning album "Switched on Bach" brought Dr. Moog to prominence. So that was the history news stories I had. Since Chris is back, I wanted to touch on that first one again. I was telling August 15th of 1967, the Jimi Hendrix Experience played a one-night only show at the Fifth Dimension Club in Ann Arbor, Michigan, which the club is now demolished. I didn't know if you were familiar with that club or not, so I wanted to bring that up.
No, it doesn't sound familiar.
No.
So no, I'm not 100% sure where that would have been.
Gotcha. I figured you was in the area. I would actually bring that up so you could.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, a little history from your hometown area there.
Yeah, very nice.
All right. So that was my this week in metal history. What you got?
Well, that looks like I was able to time that pretty well as far as being able to get my shit reestablished again today. It looks like I've got some homework to do this week. I think I'm going to do some research in changing internet providers because it's like it's barely raining outside right now. There's no reason for this shit. So I think I may look into that this week. I'm over this right now.
So what happens is they told me once before that when it rains like that, it creates a static electricity in the lines.
Whatever. I don't give a shit what their reasoning is. I don't give a damn. It's 2021. I don't care what the reasoning is.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I may do a little bit of research on that. I've been wanting to increase my bandwidth anyway, but so I may look into that and may look into a new provider because this not a fan of this happening during a live broadcast. So anyway, all right. So this week in metal history is brought to you by This Day in Metal over at Twitter. Go check out Metalhead Marv over there. He also does broadcast on Facebook, but like I always say, he's a little more active on Twitter. So that's usually where I follow him the closest is over on Twitter. All right, leading off with some leftovers from last week after the show. August 14th of 2015, Soulfly releases Archangel, and Iron Maiden releases the single Speed of Light. August 14th, 1988, SADO releases Dirty Fantasy, and Screamer releases their debut album Target Earth. August 14th, 1989, Whiplash releases Insult to Injury, and Wolf's Bane releases their debut album Live Fast, Die Fast, Wicked Tales of Booze, Birds, and Bad Language. It is awfully long. August 14th, 1995, Christian releases their debut album Black Force Domain. Moving ahead to the 15th, August 15th, 2014, Accept releases Blind Rage. August 15th, 1985, Celtic Frost releases the EP Emperor's Return. August 15th of 2007, Vindicator releases their debut album There Will Be Blood. August 15th, 1983, AC/DC releases Flick of the Switch, which peaked at number 15 on the Billboard 200. And August 15th, 1980, Judas Priest releases the single United, which peaked at number 26 on the UK singles chart. Moving ahead to the 16th, August 16th, 1985, Pantera releases I Am the Night. August 16th, 2005, Stryper releases Reborn. August 16th, 1986, Zeus releases their debut album Preso, and Hellstar releases Remnants of War. August 16th of 1994, Savatage releases Handful of Rain, which is what we got going on today.
More than a handful.
August 16th, more than a handful. Yeah. August 16th, 2019, Hammerfall releases Dominion. And August 16th of 1982, Manila Road releases Metal. Moving ahead to the 17th, August 17th of 1984, Wasp releases their self-titled debut album that peaked at number 74 on the Billboard 200. August 17th, 1993, Typo Negative releases Bloody Kisses, which was the first Roadrunner Records album to be certified gold and then platinum. So that was cool for them.
Cool, yeah.
August 17th, 1992, Exodus releases Force of Habit. August 17th, 1990, Cannibal Corpse releases their debut album, Eaten Back to Life. And August 17th, 2002, Blitzkrieg releases Absolute Power. Moving ahead to the 18th, August 18th, 1986, Bon Jovi releases Slippery When Wet, which peaked at number 1 on the Billboard 200 and spent 8 straight weeks there. And Rhodes releases their debut album, Into the Future. August 18th, 2014, Dragon Force releases Maximum Overload. August 18th, 1984, Living Death releases their debut album, Vengeance of Hell. August 18th of 2009, Guar releases Lust in Space, which debuted at number 96 on the Billboard 200. And August 18th of 1992, Nocturnus releases Thresholds. Moving ahead to the 19th, August 19th, 2016, Sabaton releases The Last Stand. August 19th, 1985, Malice releases their debut album, In the Beginning. August 19th, 1988, Liege Lord releases Master Control. August 19th, 1997, Anvil releases Absolutely No Alternative. August 19th, 2002, Doro releases Fight. August 19th, 1996, Cradle of Filth releases Dusk and Her Embrace. And August 19th, 1995, Praying Mantis releases To the Power of 10. Moving ahead to the 20th, August 20th, 1990, Queensryche releases Empire, that peaked at number 7 on the Billboard 200. August 20th, 1996, Merciful Fate releases Into the Unknown. August 20th, 2010, Accept releases Blood of Nations. And August 20th, 2008, Dragon Force releases Ultra Beatdown, and Slipknot releases All Hope Is Gone, that peaked at number 1 on Billboard 200. Moving ahead to today's date, August 21st, 1987, Metallica releases the $5.98 EP Garage Days Revisited, which 28 on the 200. August 21st, 1989, King Diamond releases Conspiracy. And August 21st, 1990, Anthrax releases Persistence of Time, which peaked at number 24 on the Billboard 200, and Reverend releases their debut album, World Won't Miss You. So those are the historical album releases from the 14th through the 21st. And as always, if there's anything that I find out for today's date later on today, those will be the lead on next week's segment.
All right, cool. You brought the Metallica Garage Days up, and just happened to make me think. I was going through a tote of stuff the other day, and I come across the VHS of Clip 'Em All.
Oh, damn!
So, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Very nice.
I forgot I even had that. I was like, wow.
Yeah. Do you even have a VCR on which you could play it?
Well, probably somewhere. I mean, it's not hooked up anywhere, but I probably do. I actually probably do got one somewhere.
Go back and look in that same tote. It might be in the bottom.
It might be, yeah. Actually, I think it's in one of these closets. It's in one of our closets in this house somewhere.
Oh, there you go. All right.
All right. So we're talking about our 10 songs of the week for the special segment here, and we had talked about doing 10 songs about war, since it's kind of a ongoing topic here in the last couple of weeks. So I figured why not?
We'll keep the politics out of it, but yeah, we had to go ahead and it seemed kind of relevant. So, but other than the relevancy of it, we're going to keep everything separate. I'll go ahead and I'll go ahead and lead off. I think you led off last week on this segment, okay. So I'll go ahead. As usual, in no particular order, but this one was like talked about when we were texting back and forth when we decided what the theme was going to be. This one was relatively easy, and no, it's not 10 Sabaton songs, even though they are on the list, and it could have been 10 Sabaton songs if you guys out there listening. Yeah, if you guys out there listening know anything about Sabaton, this list for both of us could have easily been nothing but Sabaton songs. But,
well, I think you would have leaned more toward the Sabaton, and I would have been more Warbringer. But
that's true. Yeah. All right. So, like I say, in no particular order, leading off, we've got War Ensemble by Slayer. We have One by Metallica. Excuse me. Sorry. I have The Trooper by Iron Maiden. I have Holy Wars, The Punishment Due by Megadeth. And then I do have Uprising by Sabaton. I have War Eternal by Arch Enemy. I have Camouflage by Sabaton. Ace is High by Iron Maiden. For Whom the Bell Tolls by Metallica. And I have Screaming Eagles also by Sabaton. So they featured prominently on the list, and there were definitely other songs I could have put on here, but I did try to keep the Sabaton songs to a minimum. But since we're talking about our favorite songs in keeping with the theme, it's kind of hard to keep them on completely. So yeah, those were my 10, and of course there are definitely a shitload of songs that could have been on this list.
Oh yeah.
But narrowing it down to 10 was the tricky part. Finding
Right.
songs was not hard.
Yeah. Well, I tried to keep it mixed up a little. So, I did also have Megadeth's Holy Wars, The Punishment Due from Rest in Peace in 1990. I also had Slayer War Ensemble from Seasons of the Abyss from 1990. I had Warbringers Firepower Kills from Weapons of Tomorrow 2020.
Nice.
I had Havoc Worse Than War, Unnatural Selection 2013. I had Sabaton's The Last Stand from The Last Stand in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
I had Five Finger Death Punch Got Your Six from Got Your Six 2015. Had 9 Points Frontlines from Miracle in 2010. I had Exodus War Is My Shepherd from Tempo of the Damned in 2004. I had Guns N' Roses Civil War from Use Your Illusion 2 in 1991. And then I had Metallica's Disposable Heroes from Master of Puppets in 1986.
Yeah, I went back and forth on that because I wasn't sure if I was going to add For Whom the Bell Tolls or Disposable Heroes. I kind of went back and forth on that because I really like both of those songs, and ultimately I went with For Whom the Bell Tolls. But yeah, Disposable Heroes, absolutely could have easily been on this list.
So we
the funny
definitely
thing is we only had
2 songs. Yeah.
We only had 2 overlaps, which is crazy. I figured with like, because we basically have more or less the exact same musical taste, as far as like the styles of metal that we prefer. So I figured we would have been a little bit more on the same page as our lists go. I'm actually surprised we only had 2 of the same ones.
Yeah.
But that means that the playlist is going to be 18 songs.
Right.
That'll be a good playlist too. That's going to be a
it will be. Yeah.
playlist.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good playlist. Yeah. Actually,
that's going to be a good inaugural playlist. I'm going to like that.
I actually slid the link in on the chats on Haps for the playlist that's out there now for the Metalhead Unite playlist. So if anybody is a Spotify listener, they can swing over there. And like I said, I'm going to change that up every Thursday. So this is the one that's there now will be there until next Thursday, and then I'll change it up next Thursday. It's my wife's over going, you didn't put this on there, you didn't put that on there. I said, well, I'm not going to put like every song that I like on there at one time. It's kind of it kind of defeats the purpose of a playlist. It's kind of especially one we're going to change.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be ever changing. So it's all right.
Yeah, you definitely got to keep it fresh. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to move on into our album reviews.
Yep.
I'm
going to let you lead off. I'll let you lead off this going.
So the first band I listened to, well, actually it wasn't the first one; it was the second one. But two of the ones that I listened to, I'll kick it off here. Steel Rhino, self-titled album, debut album actually. Their description was, with an attitude and heavy grooves and insane vocals, Steel Rhino is a new project here to take the world by storm. The band started with an idea, a heavy drum track, a catchy guitar, and a heavy bass line to fill up the cracks. The only thing that was missing was a killer vocalist to match the intensity of the music. The search for the perfect vocalist ended when the insanely talented Herbie Langhans agreed to lend his vocals to the mix. His range and power provided the missing piece Steel Rhino needed. When Michael Rosengren from Dirty Passion and Bay of Bang decided to start Steel Rhino, the whole concept was to create and play heavier rock and roll sound, leaning into metal with an attitude in the music that makes people bang their heads, put their heads in the air, and just let loose and have a great time. With the influence from European and American hard rock and metal bands, he found his own sound that mixes the great musical sound from the past with the present. With his experience from playing with other bands in nearly 15 years while touring in Europe, North America, and playing the biggest festivals, Michael felt it was time to make the music he wanted to make and out his own sound into the world. Uh, Herbie Langhans is a well-known rock and metal vocalist, songwriter, and producer from Hanover, Germany. His voice has gained him international recognition both as a studio singer and as a member of the bands Firewind, Avantasia, Voodoo Circle, Sin Breed, Beyond the Bridge, and Seventh Avenue. His vocals bring the perfect mix of intensity and heavy metal mastery to Steel Rhino. Like I said, this is their debut album, 11 tracks, 42 minutes, 42 seconds, 42 and 42. Imagine that.
Nice.
Couldn't
nice.
do that again if they tried.
Probably not.
I could definitely hear some Accept influence in this. Only thing that I really didn't care for was the name drops of Rhino, kind of here and there in the songs, and then they had two songs with the Rhino name in the tracks. So that was kind of like, but I guess it was a good way to introduce themselves or just to remind me that I wasn't listening to Accept. I'm not sure, but but overall, it was a good album. I'll definitely give it another listen. Probably going to go out and give this one 3.5 horns. Like I said, wasn't a bad album. I kind of enjoyed it. So then my second album I listened to was Witch Crier. When their gods come for you. Witch Crier is a female-fronted 4-piece that were formed in 2015 in Austin, Texas. They consist of Marilyn on bass, Javi Moctezuma on drums, Jason Muxlow on guitars, and Susie Bravo on vocals. This is their second full-length album, 8 tracks, 47 minutes, 38 seconds. It felt a little gloomy and depressing at times. It did remind me a little of Black Sabbath, and some of the vocals reminded me of Steven Tyler from Aerosmith at some points of it, like a female version. Don't get me wrong; she didn't sound exactly like him, but I mean, it was kind of just okay for me, So if I can take some from Randy Jackson from American Idol, there, it was just okay. I mean, I'll probably play this one right down the middle and give it 2.5 horns. If you're down with the kind of, I would kind of say it would be like Steven Tyler singing for Black Sabbath, which is kind of odd, but if you think you might be interested, if you think you might be interested in that, then feel free to go out and check it out. Like I said, it is what it is. Wasn't my cup of tea, but who knows? It might be yours. So. Yeah. And then I think we both we both listened to the War Kings album. So
yeah, we did. Yeah. So I was just about to ask you about that because did you do a formal write up on that one?
I didn't, no, because I already knew. I went in kind of didn't knowing what I was going to do with that. So
okay,
it's definitely a 4-horn album for me. So.
Yeah, so let's see. We are going to. Sorry, I'm going to look them up. Let's see. That can't be the right one. Hang on a second. Yep, there it is. Okay. All right. I also listened to the new War Kings yesterday. I didn't do a full write up on it either because I thought Jason was going to do it, but thanks to Encyclopedia Metallum, we can do a real quick one here. Let's see. War Kings, they are a power metal band from Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. So apparently they are a multinational corporation. They were formed in 2018. So let's see. So their new album, Revolution, this is their third full-length LP. Their debut album, Reborn, came out in 2018. The second album, Revenge, came out in 2020, and like I say, the new album Revolution came out yesterday. So three full-length albums. Three full-length albums in their 4 years of existence. Their lyrical themes include warriors and war, and yep, that's exactly what it is. Oh, check this shit out right here. I did not know this. Listen to this lineup. gonna love this.
I'm looking at it too. So.
On bass you have the Viking. On drums you have the Spartan. On guitars you have the Crusade, and on vocals you have the Tribune. I love that. That's
Yeah, which
fucking awesome.
If you look at
if you look at the picture over there on the screen, Jason, I know you got that pulled up. And then there's a couple of there's singles that came out for two of the songs on the album. Let me see if I can remember the name of the songs, because one of the songs was
We Are the Fire. I'm pretty sure.
We Are the Fire. Yeah, We Are the Fire was one of the singles, and the other one was Fight.
Fight, yeah.
And yeah, Fight. Those are the two singles that have videos on YouTube. And I don't know about you, but that song Fight, it literally makes me want to go out and fight somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
That song will get you jacked up. It really will.
It's got a Pantera Walk effect on people.
It really does. I was able to listen to the album all the way through on YouTube. I wasn't able to find it to download yesterday, so each of the songs was available separately on YouTube. Which, for the record, that's a shitty way to listen to an album, is to have to listen to an album one video at a time, especially with all the goddamn commercials they put on YouTube now. Ugh. And then especially when you're trying to drive, you're trying to drive, you're trying to listen to music, and you're trying to skip an ad at the same time. So yeah, not exactly the most efficient way to listen to an album. But anyway, I probably had the video for that song Fight play like 4 times yesterday while I was driving around town. And yeah, I was like, oh, yes. So I'm with you on this one. This was easily, I think a 4-horn album, for sure. It's 10 tracks total, 40 minutes and 47 seconds. Like I say, the track 1, We Are the Fire, was 3 minutes and 35 seconds. Track 2, Sparta Part 2, was 3 minutes and 53 seconds. And just in case you're wondering, Sparta Part 1 is on another one of their albums. Track number 3, Fight, 3 minutes and 59 seconds. Track 4, Spartacus, at 3:37. Track 5, Kill for the King, at 3:17. Track 6, Deus Lo Volt, at 4:39. Track 7, Ave Roma, at 4:09. Track number 8, Ragnar, at 5:01. Track 9, By the Blade, at 3:52. And track 10, Where Dreams Die, at 4:45. So yeah, I think Jason and I have unanimously given this a 4-horn out of 5. So yeah, if you guys are into some power metal that'll get you jacked up to go out there and run somebody through with a spear, then go ahead and check this shit out, because
So what you're saying,
that track Fight will literally make you want to do that. So
what you're saying, Dan needs to listen to that like 30 minutes before going on Thursday night's Politishop.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. Yeah. Yeah. I think Dan should definitely do that. What we'll do is we'll send him the YouTube video on Messenger, so he can just queue it up and then go right on Politishock. And then this coming Thursday, his opening line on the show will just be this primal scream. He'll play the intro music, and then he'll just go, "Hi, I'm Dan."
Have his eyes blacked out. So.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. All right. I was actually able to listen to 3 albums yesterday. I did listen to the War Kings, so we already talked about that one. While I was mowing the lawn yesterday, I did get a chance to listen to the new George Lynch album, Seamless. It was a strictly instrumental, as you could kind of figure, since George Lynch is just a guitar player. But
right.
At the same time, a couple of weeks ago, when Yngwie Malmsteen had his new album come out, there were some songs on there that did have guest vocalists. So there were some songs on that were strictly instrumental, and there were some songs that did have some vocals and lyrics to it. So, but the George Lynch album did only have 7 tracks. I don't know the length of it, because this isn't my formal write-up. up. So it was only 7 tracks. I don't know how long it was. This one for me is going to kind of be like the other one for Jason. It's going to be kind of like right down the middle. A lot of it had a little bit more of a bluesy sound to it, which was fine. But there were a couple songs on the album that ended up sounding a little disjointed because of it, because there were, it had like the blues bass line and like the bluesy drum line. And then at one point he just starts kind of like shred, and it didn't sound right. So he's trying to shred to a blues song. And I'm like, okay, that's completely, they together well. So there were a couple of moments in there where I thought the album as a whole was a little disjointed. But no one can sit here and say that George Lynch doesn't know how to play guitar and not be considered out of their mind, because George Lynch can absolutely he can absolutely play the guitar regardless of what style he's playing. So
Mr. Scary was always one of my favorite instrumentals, from Dawkins.
Yeah. So the album as a whole was kind of, I'm just going to give it like a 2.5 out of 5 horns too. Cause I mean, there were some good aspects to it. There were some aspects I didn't really care for. And then, like I say, it was a little disjointed at times, cause like the style he was didn't really mesh with the style that the rest of the guys in the band were playing from time to time. So it got a little messy, but yeah, I don't think it's necessarily because of George, cause that he knows his way around a guitar for sure. So I listened to that on top of the War Kings, and then the album that I did do my formal write up on, and okay, I just rolled my eyes, and you'll know why in just a second. I did Infinite Granite, the new album from Deaf Heaven. Deaf Heaven, they are a post black metal / shoegaze band. From San Francisco, California. They were formed in 2010, so they're another one of those shoegaze. I had another one that I did a couple weeks ago, and I didn't know what shoegaze was at the time. And thankfully, one of our listeners here, I think it was Michelle, if I remember. I think it was right. Michelle who basically told us what shoegaze was. Well, I actually went and looked up the official definition of what shoegaze is. And shoegaze is a subgenre of indie and alternative rock characterized by its ethereal mixture of obscured vocals, guitar distortion, and effects, feedback, and overwhelming volume. So, having said that, I unfortunately did my my formal review on Deaf Heaven's new album. This is their 5th full-length album. Their debut album, Roads to Judah, came out in 2011. Their second album, Sunbather, came out in 2013. The third album, New Bermuda, came out in 2015. Their fourth album, Ordinary Corrupt Human Love, came out in 2018, and Infinite Granite came out yesterday. Their lyrical themes include philosophy, personal thoughts, melancholy, abstract, and introspection. You've got Kerry McCoy on guitars, George Clark on vocals, Daniel Tracy on drums, Shiv Mehra on guitars, and Chris Johnson on bass. This was a 9-track, 53-minute, and 30-second journey into the mundane, if I may say so myself. Track number 1, Shell Star, was 6 minutes and 6 seconds long. Track number 2, In Blur, at 5:29. Track number 3, Great Mass of Color, at 6 minutes. Track number 4, Neptune Raining Diamonds, at 3:05, and that was an instrumental. Track number 5, Lament for Wasps, at 7:08. Track number 6, Villain, at 5:41. Track number 7, The Gnashing, at 5:34. Track number 8, Other Language, at 6:10. And track number 9, Mombasa, at 8:17. I never really thought I would do this. But after listening to that one shoegaze album a couple of weeks ago, and after listening to this album was actually worse than the one 2 weeks ago.
Oh my God.
This every single song on this album to me sounded exactly the same. It was they were slow paced, they were soft, they were boring. The vocals were practically like breathy and just bland and boring. And not even close to heavy at all at any point, with the exception of like the last maybe 90 seconds to 2 minutes of the very, very last song. Nothing changed with the music from start to finish. Everything was like almost played the exact same way. There were a couple times where I was like, is this the same song or did we change songs? I literally couldn't tell. At one point, I was like, I don't know if this is a new song or if it's the same song. I couldn't tell. So, but yeah, it was just boring and bland and just soft and unassuming. And I officially hate shoegaze now. This style of music, I can't stand it. It's just bland and boring. And I don't know if they were playing it safe or what. And I don't know if this is their only album that sounds like this or what, but after listening to this one, I'm not even about to find out because I don't want to risk it. So whether this is fair or not, I don't know, but I'm not giving this any horns. I'm not giving it any. Because there was no heaviness to it anywhere at all. I mean, I listened to the whole thing, the whole 53 and a half minutes. I decided that if I'm going to pick an album to review, I'm going to listen to the whole thing. That way I can give it a fair review. And whether I like it or not, I'm going to listen to the whole thing. And I did that with this album. And, based on this one, and then the one that I listened to 2 weeks ago, this shoegaze or whatever it is, I am not a fan at all. And I'm gonna give this album 0 horns out of 5 because, like I say, there is zero heaviness to this album at all. It doesn't. There was nothing in it that warranted. There just wasn't.
You can give it a half a horn each hand, right? And then
how about I give it half a horn from one hand?
And then put those horns in your ears.
That's a great idea. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because I mean, I was just, man, it's just,
they can't all be gems,
Well, no, they can't, and that's fine. And I mean, I know they're not all going to be 4 and 5 horn albums, and that's fine. It's just
you hit the jackpot last week, so it was bound to happen.
That's
well, yeah. I mean, it's the law of averages. Eventually, you're going to step in a pile of shit, So
I just want to say, I just want to say that was kind of like the no horns, or you should have a special category like horns up the ass, meaning that it's that bad. Like you kind of just, you shit all over that pretty eloquently. So I'm just throwing that out there. A suggestion: horns up the ass.
Or suicide by horn.
Yes. Or suicide by horning.
Or like gored by a bull or something like that.
Yeah. Something.
Because I mean, and like I say, I felt really bad about it because I initially gave it 1 horn. I did when I first did the write up. I was like, all right, I'm going to give it 1 horn out of 5, like I gave the one 2 weeks ago. But then I got to thinking about it. I was like, you know what? The one 2 weeks ago at least had a couple of moments where they almost tried. There were some aspects of the guitar playing that whether it was like an accident or not, it's like they started to be heavy, but they're like, oh, pull it back. Right. But like this album, I mean, they were like making no bones about it. It's like, this isn't going to be a heavy album at all. And fuck you if you don't like it. And unfortunately I didn't. So at some point I was like, you know what? I really couldn't. I got to thinking about it. I was like, you know what? I can't even justify 1 horn. And I felt bad about it, but thinking about it, I was like, there was nothing heavy about this album at all.
Right.
90 seconds of screaming at the very, very end of the last track. It doesn't count because the music never even changed. The tempo didn't pick up, they didn't change any of the style of playing. Like nothing changed. It's like, a little bit too late, too little too late there, buddy. So yeah, I feel bad about giving them 0 out of 5, but I mean, they kind of they didn't really leave me any choice.
Yeah. I would say you listened to Fight by War Kings and you went in a bad mood, but you listened to that album first. So
I did. I listened to that album first because I was like, all right, this is going to be my, this is going to be my formal write-up. So I always do that. I get my formal write-up done and out of the way first. That way I have everything compiled, and then anything else that I'm able to listen to, even if I can't get all the way through it, at least I have some reference to go back to. It's like, all right, I did my formal. Now, like I say, if I wouldn't have had time to get all the way through the War Kings, I would have had, enough to form a little bit of an opinion. But thankfully, I was able to make it all the way through the War Kings and all the way through the George Lynch. So you're right. I did have my formal write-up done first.
So we at least got
I was able to.
We at least got some good singles out of the week from what I've seen.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we had Motionless in White, Hailstorm, Spirit Box, UDO, Exodus,
Destruction,
DED. I mean, Edema's back. War Kings, which is cool because Edema. I don't know if you're familiar with Edema, but lead singer is Jonathan Davis from Korn's little brother. And they haven't had a song out in 10 years. So this is their first track in 10 years.
Yeah, I actually
it's actually pretty good.
Believe it or not, I actually have I'll have to check out the new one, but I actually have Edema's debut album on CD downstairs.
Cool. Yeah. So we had a new ministry. We had a lot of good stuff out this week. So
there was. Well, and the good thing about that is, all those singles that came out, those are just previews of stuff that's coming out. So I mean, for every single that's the new album that we have to look forward to. Yeah. I mean, you alluded to the new Iron Maiden. I mean, we're 2 weeks away from that new album coming out. Yep. So, so we're 2 weeks out from that album coming out. I don't know when the other albums are coming. That the new UDO album comes out, I believe in October. I'd have to look up the specific date, but I believe the new album is coming out in October. So that's the second. That's the second single off that album. The new Exodus, they pushed it back to November, but that one's coming out.
We got Ice Nine Kills. So yeah, I think that's October. Mm-hmm. So so a lot of
that new
good stuff to look forward to.
I mean, yeah, and you're a much bigger Ice Nine Kills fan than I am, but that new song was fucking awesome.
Yeah. I was like, so if you haven't heard that
good.
If you haven't heard that new Motionless in White, oh my fucking god, dude! Like that song, man, that song is bad. Yeah. Like that's actually harder than some Motionless in White stuff. So I'm just like, wow, that's pretty heavy.
Wow. So I actually didn't have a chance to listen to that yet. I didn't see it until this morning, but I was finishing up prep. So I saw where and Susie posted it, didn't she? Didn't Susie post it?
The Motionless in White? No, I posted the Motionless in White. So.
Okay, because I saw something that Susie had posted too. I thought she had posted it. But anyway.
Yeah,
there was something that she posted. I can't remember what it was. But anyway, I didn't see the Motionless in White till this morning. And then even right before the show went on the air, I posted the new Exodus single, but it was so close to showtime, I didn't even have a chance to listen to it yet, but I wanted to, just to refresh the content on the Facebook page. So I added that too. So I'm going to have to check out the new White.
She was mostly doing the Dime Bag tribute.
That's right.
She did a lot of that. And then that that Silosis did the Strength Beyond Strength. Oh my God, it's so good.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's what it was. Because I knew she had posted something. I just couldn't remember what it was. Mm-hmm. All right. So with that, here's what we've got coming up for this coming Friday, August 27th. Leading off, we've got Botanist / Thief with Cicatrix / Diamond Brush. That's a split album. We have The Bronx with Bronx 6. We have Comet Control with Inside the Sun. We have Danko Jones with Power Trio. We have Enough Zenuff with Never Enough, Rarities and Demos. We have Ex Deo with the 13 Years of Nero. We have Grayscale with Umbra. We have Heathen Rights with Heritage. We have Hooded Menace with the Tritonus Bell. We have Ginger with Wallflowers. We'll have to let Joey know that that's coming out this week if he already doesn't know. we have Kat Von D with "Love Made Me Do It." I don't know. That one might be kind of cringy. We have Leprous with Aphelion, and then Lizzie Borden has 2 re-releases coming out. We have Give 'Em the Axe and Visual Lies. Those are both vinyl re-releases for Lizzie Borden. We have Mouse Rat with the Awesome album. We'll be the judge of that. We have Bill Morse Band, Sense and Danger. We have Finehas or Finehas, I'm not even sure. First itself. We have Spirit Adrift for Your Future. That's only an EP, but that's going to be one we'll both check out. I know that for sure. We have Tesseract with Portals. That's a DVD and CD combo. We have Thifring or Thing. I'm not exactly sure. With Vander, I think. We have Toxic Ruin with Nightmare Eclipse. We have Turnstile with Glow On. We have Venues with Solace. Whitestone with Dancing into Oblivion, and Wormwitch Wolf Hex. So those are released coming up this coming Friday.
A lot of them.
So that's a pretty substantial list.
Yeah.
So maybe we won't get any Zero Horn albums out of that.
Well, hope not.
We'll have to see though. We'll have to see.
That's definitely not the purpose of doing this, to get trash albums. So we don't want to. We don't want to listen to that. But.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is like the album review segment is kind of a PSA, whether it's good or bad. You know, it's like, hey, avoid this album. You know, so. Of course, we need that. You remember those commercials from like the 80s? You know, The More You Know, with that little star that goes across the screen.
Yeah.
We need, for these albums that suck, we need one of those. It's like, the more you know. Don't listen to this one. Or we could just get the knowing is half the battle outro from the G.I. Joe cartoons from when we were kids.
Yeah, that's
too.
true too.
That one too. Either way, I think it would work.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess that will wrap us up for today. And
yeah, even though we only ended up doing like 2/3 of a show thanks to my goddamn internet crapping out constantly.
Well, no, we still did the show. I was still going when you were out. I mean, we didn't miss much.
I know you and Dan were talking. Yeah, I know you and Dan were talking. I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys filling in for me when my ISP took a shit. So yeah, I'm definitely going to look into that. I'm not happy with AT&T right now at all.
Yeah. Well, all right. So, we got a week to get it figured out. Yeah. Hopefully we're done with the hurricanes for a little bit. So,
yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah. So that's what most of our weather has been stemming from. We don't get the direct impact, but we get a lot of the rain and thunderstorms from it. So,
yeah, we get the sloppy seconds from the hurricane.
Yeah, right. Wow. Yeah. We're just a hurricane's hose.
Yes, that's what it is. That's it. That's right.
All right. Well, with that being said, I hope you guys that stuck with us. We appreciate you sticking with us through the technical difficulties. And
that's right. Yeah.
I'm glad you guys came around and joined us today. Thanks for the new subscribers out there.
Yeah.
And like I said, if you're here for the first time or the 1 millionth time, whatever it is. So I don't think we've actually had that many shows, but whatever.
Not yet, but we're getting there.
What is it? It's been 8 months, so like 32. So if you've been here 32 times or one time, then the same thank yous go for all of you. So we do really do appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoy I hope you guys enjoyed as much as we do. We definitely enjoy coming on here and doing this. Every week. So it makes it a lot easier when you enjoy doing it,
Yeah. Yeah. And we do. You guys, we do.
It's definitely not like work,
No, it isn't. I literally could sit here all day doing this for sure and wouldn't have any problem doing that. But getting up and, going to my 9 to 5 every day definitely is a chore. So yeah, like Jason said, thanks to everybody who came by today. We do have a new subscriber here, and we appreciate you. We had Murph come by. We appreciate him stopping in. Everybody who comes by and hangs out with us live is greatly appreciated. Anybody who happens to check us out on the rebroadcast during the week, we appreciate you guys just as much. Like Jason said, we do have the new playlist up and live that will update every Thursday, and we will be starting the quote unquote top 10 playlist, even though it'll almost always be more than 10 tracks. So we'll have that to look forward to. Anybody who wants to come by and become a member of the Metalheads Unite Facebook page, come on by, send us a membership invite. We'll get you guys approved. We do our best to keep the content up to date during the week there, usually with the new singles that come out during the week, but everyone is free to add whatever videos they want to add, new favorites, old favorites, whatever. It doesn't matter. Any funny memes or anything that you guys, have that are related to metal or anything like that, feel free to come by and post that stuff. But like Jason said, this show gets more and more fun every week that we do this. We're looking forward to the new rollout on the 1st. So hopefully we'll be able to make it more fun for everybody, including us. And we're grateful for everybody for coming by, and especially every to all my shit I got going on. So I'll get that. I'll get all that cleared up, and it happens. I know.
Gotta love it.
Yeah. It would be nice if it didn't happen 3 minutes into the show, but that's neither here nor there. Jason and Dan covered my ass today.
Now we know why people pre-record their stuff. So.
That's true. That's true.
I like the live.
Yeah, we have the charm. We have the charm.
Yeah. Well, I'm all about improv. I like the improv part of the live. So.
That's true.
All right. With that being said, we're going to wrap this thing up. And hope you guys see you right back here next week. We get closer and closer to our September 1st date, where we're going nationwide.
We're going worldwide. We're going worldwide with this bitch.
We're already global anyway, so it's not like it's going to be.
That's true.
We're just going into just a couple of more homes, 50 million or so, something like that.
Yeah, just a couple million more. That's all.
But yeah. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys see all of you right back here next week, same time, same place. And until then, keep those devil horns held high and jump in that pit anytime you can. See you right here next week.
Thank you, guys. We appreciate it.